Hello, everybody. Welcome to my first post-surgery live. First and foremost, I want to thank all of my well-wishers, people who said good luck, speedy recovery, all that. I truly appreciate it. I read everyone, and it was very kind of you to give me such positive feedback. For those that don't know, I got my new left hip in 8 days ago today, and I'm already off the walker. I'm off the crutches, and I actually did 2 laps around the block today. Okay, to be honest, I sat and rested and had a drink after the first lap, but come on. And then, then I went around the second time. So we're good to go. It's all uphill from here, yeah? Okay. So what's the subject for the live today? Well, the subject for the live is going to be waivers and the importance of the waivers, okay? There's a lot of times where people just don't give the necessary importance to them. And because of that, it ends up getting denied. So I wanted to stress a few things during the live in order to let you know more specifically what it is and why it is, okay? And then what I'll do, as long as my hip and pain allow, is answer your questions. Okay, and I'll scroll back. I'll see, all the different questions that you guys asked me, and then I will go from there. So I'll tell you what. I just put a pin up there that if you guys help me reach my goal, I will sing, but I'm not mean, so I won't. But I'll greatly appreciate it. I like getting the roses. Okay, and the hearts. Appreciate it. All right, so let's talk about waivers themselves. First of all, what is a waiver? Okay, I mean, the bottom line is you're inadmissible for something. And I've done tons of videos, on different types of waivers, how to do them, how to prepare them. But as a broad overview scope, there are tons of things you can get waived. You can get waived deportation orders, fraud and misrepresentation, crimes, public charge issues, health issues, sex with a crime with a minor issues, meeting in person issues, 2-year foreign residency issues. Those are just the ones that come right off the top. Of course, there's more. Okay? And why does immigration law have this? It's because, unlike, what some people would think, the law allows people essentially a second chance. It basically says, let's just talk a marriage petition, whatever. It basically says, okay, we understand you're not perfect. We understand there's something you did in the past that makes it so you're not supposed to immigrate and get the green card. But we are going to allow you to try to get us to waive or to forget about the grounds of inadmissibility and allow you in. Okay? So waiver, it's not waive, hi, I'm waiving. Waiver is a decision to make it so that some ground or some reason you're not allowed to come into the U.S., immigration says no problem and allows you in. Okay? So the fact of the matter is, and this is what people unfortunately don't understand. They think, for example, I'll use the marriage petition again because a lot of people get married. But it could be anything. I mean, it could be employment, whatever. It could be, victim of crime, criminal related, whatever. Okay. Let's just use a marriage petition, and then you can take the nuances from what I mean. So with a marriage petition, let's say you filed the I-130 and you got it approved. Well, in your mind, in a lot of people's minds, I go, well, they approved the I-130, so of course they're going to approve the waiver because the I-130 is harder. Okay, minus the fact that's, nothing is farther from the truth than that. USCIS, generally, are the ones that do adjudication of the initial petition. It's not all the time, but generally. And of course, they have a certain burden of proof they look at. They have certain rules they look at. And like with the I-130, I'll give the I-130 example again. They don't even look at inadmissibility issues. If they're going to approve the I-130, what does that show? That shows that the petitioner, and again, I'm using a marriage petition as an example. The petitioner is married to the beneficiary. The petitioner is a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident, has proven that. The beneficiary is a foreign national, and it's been proven who they are. And they've submitted enough evidence to show more or less that the marriage is bona fide. Although, that's a whole nother story, and there's issues with that. But, be that as it may, do you understand that with the I-130, they don't look to see, okay, did the beneficiary commit any crimes? Have they been here unlawfully present? What is their current immigration status? Was there any, intent issues upon entry? Are there any issues regarding being a public charge? What if, the petitioner committed some sex crime a long time ago with a minor? What if the beneficiary is on the J and there's a 2-year foreign residency requirement? What if the the beneficiary filed something and, and they filed it showing their non-immigrant intent was really immigrant intent, okay? These are ones that just come straight off the top. And I got more than just the top in here, okay? So what I'm trying to say is that there are tons of inadmissibility issues that aren't even looked at if the I-130 is approved, or the I-140 is approved, or the perm is approved, and I could go on with whatever the initial petition is. They just don't look at inadmissibility issues. So that's the first thing you have to realize. And then after you get past the inadmissibility issues, then a lot of people think, okay, fine, I'm inadmissible, but they still approve the I-130. They still approve, if you're employment, the I-140, whatever. And so therefore, they must think I have a strong case and I don't really have to worry. That also is farthest from the truth. Okay? I mean, thank you. I appreciate it. Look at all these roses and ice creams. And is that a J? And you're sending me the whole kit and caboodle. I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't need a lot of jalapeno peppers. Okay? Just telling you. But I appreciate the gifts. So, when it comes to inadmissibility issues, those are the hardest. That is a fact. And they are completely separate from the petition itself. Okay? Thank you. I only see part of your name, Business My, but I appreciate it. How am I supposed to give a live if you keep making me laugh? Okay. So, you know, the thing is that when you get to the waiver issue, that is the most important part of the petition. It doesn't matter that you've been married, have 13 kids, and that there's no issue regarding bona fides of the petition. Doesn't matter that the initial I-130 or the USCIS petition was approved. Okay? You can think of it like this. The petition, the underlying petition, is like an invitation to a party. Okay, it's an invitation to the party. The waiver is the key to the door. Okay, it's nice to have an invitation, but if you can't open the door, the invitation's useless. Got it? Okay, so that's the key here. I mean, everything has to be prepared meticulously in immigration. That's just a fact, okay? I love it when some people say, well, is this going to be easy? And it's even funnier when they ask if a waiver is going to be easy. But the waiver has to have more energy in it, more evidence, more proof, more convincing than the petition itself. The reality is, and this is the reality, thanks again, this is the reality. Appreciate it. The petition itself, maybe, is 30% of the work. The waiver is 70% of the work, okay? As far as importance goes, the petition, I mean, granted it's important, but the petition may be 20% of importance in the whole scheme of things, whereas the waiver is about 80% of importance in the whole scheme of things. Okay? So, because of that, you have to make sure that you put a sufficient amount of work into the waiver and that you don't just blow by it like it's nothing or like it'll be approved or like if it gets denied you, then you'll get a lawyer, okay? I hope I'm making my point because over the 3 decades I've been practicing plus, I've just seen so many people who blow off the waiver like it's not a big deal, only to later find out that it is a big deal and they can't get in and they've ruined their chances because what they submitted was pure garbage, okay? I mean, in their mind it might have been good, but you know, they don't have the training, they don't know specifically what's being looked at and so forth. You know, I'm sure they're experts in whatever their area is. Okay? I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I have a toothache, I'm not going to try to fix it myself. If I have a broken arm, I'm not going to go on the internet and find out how to set it myself. If I have a loan, I'm not going to draft all of the loan documents myself. Okay? Everybody's an expert in something. You got to go to the people who know what they're doing to give you the best chance of success. And when you think about it, oh, thank you again. When you think about it, the immigration is more important than all this other stuff. You know, you go to a loan and you don't do it right, well, you don't get the loan, okay? And it's not wonderful, but then it's not the end of your life either. Okay? The immigration, you don't do the waiver right, you're not coming in. You're separated from your family. Your whole life has changed. Okay? So that's that. All right? So there we go. Now let me scroll back I did my spiel. Now let me scroll back and see what questions we have. I'm still feeling okay, so I can ask some more questions. Nothing like, pain medication. I'm just joking, I'm limiting the pain medication I'm on. Okay, I mean, but when you have major surgery, you gotta keep a certain level of pain so that you can exercise and you can get back. If you're always in severe pain, oh, thank you very much, business. Business Mike, you need to shorten your name, because when I see it, all I see is business Mike ... So I don't know what your whole name is. Okay, let's see what we got here. Hope everybody's doing today. Let's see. Well, we have a lot of people that joined, but so far I don't see any questions. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Yeah. It's kind of funny when the host laughs at it, or yawns at his own thing. So you go ahead. You guys want to yawn? Have at it. Let's see. I won't take it personally. It has nothing to do with the fact that I can't see you yawn. Araceli got the #1 gifter badge. Bro, you remind me of Popcorn Sutton. Is that a compliment or not? I do not know who Popcorn Sutton is. Does that make me young or old? But you know what you are going to make me do? When I'm done with this live, I'm going to look on the internet and find out who Popcorn Sutton is. Okay, Nelson M1973 got the #2 gifter badge. Thank you. Well, we have a lot of people here so far. Oh, hello. Brown said hello, so I'll say hello back. Brown got the #2 gifter badge, by the way. Any DACA news? Well, it's not good. There's been no new cases in the last week or 2 weeks that have given you any hope. I don't suspect there's going to be much. What I continually tell people is that if you're on DACA, don't sit there and rest for it to end. Don't magically think that the green magic bean's going to come tomorrow, grow, and everything's going to be hunky-dory. You are safe now because you're on DACA, assuming that you are. So I need to see if you have any other forms of relief available to you, because if you do, you need to start on it now while you're safe. Okay? It's like playing football. Let's say you're on the 20-yard line, you got 80 more yards to go. It's okay if you get tackled a little bit. It's okay if you don't do it right away, as long as you get going. But if you get all the way, down and you lose, they get the goal, then, just speaking wise, they, once it ends, they may deport you. So you don't want to be in that position. You're in safe zone now, so take advantage of it. Okay, Vidheep Pateli got the #3 gifter badge. Are you okay? You look like someone who is feeling pain. I thought I was hiding it so well. Honestly, I mean, yes, I'm in some pain. But let me just tell you a little something about the hip. I had 0 cartilage. None between the femur and the hip bone. Do you want to hear something funny? Brown asked me if you're okay. Yeah, I'm okay, Brown. Thanks. Here's something funny. Before I, decided to do the surgery to have the new hip, I'm not kidding you. The x-ray makes me look like I'm half RoboCop. They put an injection in you of cortisone in between, which somehow gives you some relief, which I did. And it gave me it only gave me 1 to 3 months of relief, which is why I said I have to, just get it done. But the doctor who gave me the injection, he said, normally we only like to give injections once every 3 or 6 months at the most, because it messes with your cartilage, it breaks it down or whatever it is. But since you have no cartilage, you can get it as much as you want. So it turns out I didn't get it again because I figure what's the use of going there and keep getting the cortisone injections when you can just have them put the magic hip in and then you go through the rehabilitation here like I'm doing and everything's hunky-dory after. I tell you what, I'm going snowboarding next year. I will be on the mountain snowboarding with a new hip. Okay. I know that had nothing to do with immigration. It had nothing to do with answering your questions. But sometimes you gotta, well, it did answer a question. She asked if I was okay. Okay. Let's see. What if the I-130 is out of normal processing time? This is from Driana's. Well, the I-130s are usually always out of normal processing time. That's a reality, depending on the preference. So, if it's way out of normal processing time, you do a writ of mandamus, which is not easy, but you prepare the writ of mandamus, file suit against them. They magically will have the answer for you before it ever gets in front of the judge. Now, if you did an I-130, let's say let's just say you did an I-130 as a fourth preference from, for your sister in the Philippines, and that's going to take 25 years to become current. So what if it is out of normal processing time? Your sister can't come in till it's current anyway. So let's say normal processing time is 3 years and it's already 5 years. So what? It doesn't matter. If the visa number is current and they haven't done it, then it's a whole nother issue. But if you have another 20 years before the visa number becomes current, there's no reason to do a writ of mandamus right now. So what? Unless you didn't do it right and then, you get a denial. Okay? All right, my brother's in detention center, a credible fear interview or failed. Now I said they will deport him this week. They will unless he does a petition for review to the Ninth Circuit. And there's a very short time period to do that. This is Angel. Got the number 2 gifter badge. Thanks. But there's a very short time period. Okay, so if it just happened, call my office. I'll let you know what it'll take to do the petition for review up to the 9th. Or wherever you happen to be. I don't know what jurisdiction you're in. Okay. Let's see. I got my marriage green card interview scheduled. What should I expect? Well, don't expect them to give you cookies and milk. Okay? They're going to think this is the reality. Okay? When you walk in the door, they're going to think that you got married because you wanted the green card, not because you loved your spouse. That's what they're going to think. And you have to prove them wrong. And you have to do it tactfully. You have to do it respectfully. You can't sit there and go, I hate you immigration officers because you're all jerks. You all think you're God and I don't like you. Okay, you can't say stuff like that. Okay, you just have to be respectful. But expect mostly that they're going to try to think the marriage is fake and you have to prove it's real. Not real like you gotta, it's funny, sometimes I say that to people and they go, I got a real marriage certificate. That's not real for immigration. Real for immigration, the bottom line is real, is that you got married because you loved your spouse, not because you wanted the green card. I mean, you could want the green card and love your spouse at the same time, but the real reason you got married was for love. They're also going to see if there's any inadmissibility issues. Okay? I mean, you might have a bona fide marriage through and through, but you might not qualify to adjust because you might not qualify to adjust. Okay? So it just depends. I would need to see if you're inadmissible on anything and if you need a waiver. This being a waiver video. Okay? All right. Well, Angel, I did answer your question. You need to get an attorney. Now, thank you. I got so many roses today. I can start my own garden. Thank you. Thanks, Business Mindset. See, now I know your name because I saw your name. Okay. I don't know what a GG is, but whatever. Appreciate it. Oh, Maribel sent me a rose. Thanks, Maribel. So, Angel, you need to contact an attorney such as myself to do a petition for review to the 9th. Now, I wouldn't just do it if there weren't any qualifications. So the bottom line is he went for a credible, fair interview. He didn't prove that sufficiently, to them at least, that he had a credible fear of going back, or if it wasn't based on political asylum or the other enumerated grounds. So I need to make sure, okay? I mean, if I ask him, let's pretend I have him for an interview. I go, why do you fear going back to to your home country? And if he says something like, well, I fear going back because I won't get a good job. Well, there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, I would never appeal that, okay? But if he has a real fear of persecution, then that's when the appeal can be done. And it has to be done very quickly. Okay, don't sit and ruminate about this for, 2 weeks. Okay? All right. Let's see. I'll be honest with you guys. Pain's starting to come a little bit, so I think I'm going to do 1 or 2 more questions and then head over to the medicine cabinet. You know what I'm saying? Okay, DUI crime is a deportable crime if my case is pending. Is that a question? I mean, it depends. Okay, I need to see the statutory language of it. I need to see if you have other DUIs. Okay, there's a term in immigration law called a habitual drunkard. Okay, do you have 3 DUIs? Okay, I mean, depends. All right. Well, I think we're going to call it. I would say that I did pretty good 8 days out. Yeah? Thank you again for all the people, well-wishers. I appreciate it. I really do. And you all have a good day. I'm signing off. All right? Later.